Hello. My God, we've got Doctor Who amongst us. Yeah, down below, Paul. Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who's traded his TARDIS in for a crappy old Prius.
Nothing wrong with a Prius. Nothing wrong with a Prius. You're not like look. You and me, Paul, are not like Mr. Electric Man next to me, who actually. Seriously though, Philip, how much do you get out of your electric car? If you had to pay petrol, how much are you saving per trip? So you travel to Dublin quite a lot. So how much do you save per
saving
trip?
A fortune. I'm saving a bloody fortune, to be honest with you. It cost me about 10 euros to charge up, and it would cost me at least 30 euros in diesel each trip. So it's cost. I'm saving 20. I get 520 kilometers in a charge during the summer. I get about 470 in the winter. You know? So, not that.
We'd have to go electric, I think, Paul.
Yeah, it's plus the fact
I forget to charge it up.
Moving parts. You've no engine to worry about. It's just where you hit the put the foot down the accelerator. I'll tell you one thing: you throw you back in the seat. The acceleration on them yokes, incredible.
But anyway. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Philip. And of course, this is the best podcast around. This is the #1 podcast. Of course, the Cockeral Clockety Clock podcast. As Carl called it, he got me to say it earlier. So I didn't say. But how are you anyway, Philip? First, before we get into the show, how are you this evening, sir?
Yeah, I don't like Friday nights with no Spurs on Saturday or Sunday, though. That's the only thing. Yeah.
I know. We'll have to hide you in the cupboard for the weekend. I think you're going to be marching around like a...
They'll do that anyway.
Yeah.
Arsenal. Hope Arsenal lose tomorrow. That's the only thing that's keeping me going.
And of course, the most famous man from down under. He's more famous than Skippy the Kangaroo. He's more famous than Flipper. He's more famous than the wallabies that go around in the backyard. Here's the one. Here's the only. Here's the most. How can I put this? The most trippier Spurs YouTube channel around us, Mr. Hotspur Hippie. How are you, Paul?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I'm at work, so I might have to shoot off from time to time. But yeah, I'm with you, Phil. It feels like half this season we've just been waiting weekends with no football. And it's not like last year where it was a bit of a slog watching it. I'm really enjoying the football, and I just want more of it. And it's just we've got to take weekends off here and there. It's dreadful.
It is. What do you think of the winter break, though? Like, some teams played last week, some teams are playing this week. Have we got more of an advantage, do you think, guys, than some other teams?
Well, I don't know if we have, really. I think what they should do is shut the whole thing down, give everybody the same 2 weeks off, not the way they've done it. Because if I suppose Cup replays got in the way as well, that wouldn't have helped. But they should arrange that to do it in Germany and on the continent. Have a full 2 week break and leave it at that, Because,
would you agree with Philip on that, Paul, do you think?
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly and just have a break. I mean, it's not like the games disappear, though, so you have to squash them in either side somehow. So we're still playing, 3 games when we get back, almost 3 games in 1 week. So I don't know. I'm a bit old fuddy-duddy about all this we play too many games and all that. They used to play loads more games back in the day, and it seemed to be all right. So, I don't know. Just get on with it and kick the ball around.
Me and Philip were talking about FA Cup finals last night, and I was during that making of that program, Philip, I got to one player played 78 games in one season back in the day.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, that includes the League Cup, and whatever European competitions they're in, plus the FA Cup. Liverpool players were playing 80 games a season.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think, guys, players are too mollycoddled now than they used to be? Do you think there's too much of sports science that's sort of taken over football? Then back in the day, it was if you get a knock, we'll just get on with it.
Yeah,
get it fixed in the summer.
The magic sponge. That was all they had in those days.
Then they went up to the spray.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think they are. I mean, can you imagine I'm just thinking back in the 60s, you know, some of the tackling that went in, you know, some of I mean, you'd be done for GBH today if they put in some of the like the Norman Hunter used to do, you know. So now they are. They're good. And goalkeepers, they're a protected species now compared to the 50s and 60s. When you could charge them into the net. That's what we talked about last night about the cup finals. 1958 cup final, the Man United lost 2-0 to Bolton. Harry Gregg, the goalie, was barged into the back of the net for the second goal. It was given. And that was the start of the protection. That was the start of the protection for goalkeepers that gradually came in during the 60s and 70s, you know. Up to that, they were fair game. Bobby Smith used to love them.
Bobby Smith was a magnet to goalkeepers back in the day. Look,
Bobby Smith, before Bobby Smith, our first European Cup tie ever in Poland against Górnik Zabrze in 1962. Spurs lost over there in the snow. But Bobby Smith went up to the goalkeeper at the end of the match. He put his finger and says, London, London, you'll get yours in London. The first 5 minutes, he put the goalie in the back of the, and the goalie lost his nerve and we won the match 8-2 or something, you know, so it worked.
Yeah. What I was going to say, I don't know. Let's welcome people in chat. We've got Strive to Inspire. We've got, do you want to read these out, Philip, and I'll bring them up?
Yeah. No, I'm not quite sure what this is all about. I don't think it's football related, but there's some Nietzsche. Those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Fair enough. And let's keep positive and come on, you Spurs. Well, that's more like it. Yeah, absolutely. And Stephen Cartwright saying, evening all. Evening, Stephen. And Hot God 10 is in the house saying, good evening, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Craig W. looking forward to this. Yeah. Oh, wait. And Ellie, hey, Ellie. Ellie saying, big up, Dermotron. Exciting times ahead for Spurs. Mathers will be back. Yeah, that's going to be a big, big moment for us.
He's back for the Man City game next Friday. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Ella Zito saying, good evening, Dermot and Phil. I'm looking forward to this edition of the Cockeral Clock podcast. Not catching me out.
No, just catches me out.
Catches you out. And Carl saying, hi, Carl. Hello, gents. And Ellie is saying, so yes, so we have you, Dermot, Philip, and Paul, the hotspot hippie. Wow, 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 wow. And we are spoiled tonight. There you are now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellie. And Daniela saying, good evening, Paul. Come on, you Spurs. Hoping Arsenal and Liverpool lose. Don't we all? And Spurs TV. Good evening, gents.
Good evening.
And Craig W saying, Teslas are the way to go. Yeah, I don't drive a Tesla now, but I like them. Carl Simpson, I'm not a fan, but the players probably could have done with it. Yeah, I presume that's the winter break we're talking about there. And Daniela Sandoval saying, big up, one love, come on, you Spurs. Boris Britt, if we never suffered injuries in the rest of the league, always suffered injuries, we could have been hit by a landslide this season, but unfortunately, football ain't like that, unfortunately. I don't want any injuries in the second half of the season as we had in the first, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. I'm going there. Sorry, Philip.
Harry Wright saying, big up, gents. And Carl Twan 55. Guys, is Newsat a goer or not? Well, we're going to talk about that later. Apparently, we're in for him. I don't know if it's true or not.
I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting for a massive update from our source on that. So, look, there's a lot of rumors that we're in for him, but I'm not going to say yes or no until I get the proper information. So, what would you call it? As a rumor? Should we call it as a rumor at the moment, Philip?
It's only a rumor. Yeah, it's only a rumor. Yeah. Although a lot of various outlets have got it, but it's still only a rumor. Solomon is back as well, apparently. Well, that's good. That's good for the bench, I think. You know, Solomon's back.
Nice.
Cara, who was the keeper who played with a broken neck? It was Bert Trautmann. He was an would you believe he was a German soldier who was taken prisoner of war during the war? He stayed on in England, ended up playing for Manchester City and broke his neck during the cup final against Aston Villa. Played on with a broken neck. He didn't even know it was broken. Can you imagine today? You know, that would happen. God. Well, it's a very brave man. Very brave. Yeah. Daniela Zito saying Mathers was back in training. He posted a photo of his footy boots covered in grass today. Good stuff. I thought the teams had been given a few days off. Maybe he's back in training just because he's been off for so long, you know?
Yeah.
Terry Wright saying, looking forward to knocking Petro FC out of the FA Cup. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah. This time next week, we'll be well into us.
Do you know, I think this is the only 4th time we've ever played them in an FA Cup.
And 2 of them were in finals.
And 2 of them were in finals.
Yeah,
Since
well,
81, we've only played them. Hang on, 92, 93. No, 92, 93. We beat them at Main Road 4-2. Then we lost to them under Kevin Keegan. Yeah, this is the third time since 81 since we played them.
okay. Nice. I hope it's the last one for a while anyway. Carl Simpson says, Noosa deep in negotiations, but there are other clubs sniffing around, but FFP might give us an open run at it. Yeah, that's something we'll be discussing later on as well.
And we've actually got it. I've done a sort of graphs and a few bits to explain FFP and why we're in such a better position than any other clubs around us in the top 6. And look, just very quickly on that, guys. I've seen it asked around. So I go first with Ian Paul on this. Does Levy deserve credit for what he's done? And do you think that he should take credit? Because he has kept us in the financial way in a very comfortable way financially. So do you think all the pain we went through is now we're starting to see the fruits of the labor?
I just don't like super rich people, man. So, he's got enough people that have been around kissing his boots for him to be happy with the praise. So, I suppose if you compare him to the Glazers or something like that, he's better than that. But I don't know. All that side of it, I just care about the football. That's it, really. And I think the biggest change around is that we've got Ange. Like if we had got someone else in, like Nailsman or Slot or something like that, whoever else was up for the job, we'd still be FFP, but we'd be playing terrible football. So I'm not fussed. I'm not fussed on the guy. It's not, Levy out or anything. It's just the whole philosophical thing of billions of pounds being in football. I don't like it.
No, look, I'm going to slightly push. I'm taking Jim White lessons by watching him, by the way, on TalkSport. So I'm taking sort of tips how he does this. So I'm going to push you for an answer now, like Simon Jordan said the other night when he did his podcast with Peter Schmeichel. No, it was a very good podcast, actually. I actually watched it. Very interesting. What I didn't realize, Denmark, you couldn't be a professional player in Denmark until 1978. It was by law. They had it in their law books. It was by law.
Wow.
No team could be a professional in Denmark before 1978.
Right.
That I never knew that until last night. And you see how well Denmark done in the short periods of time, won the European Championships, got that great Danish side of 86.
Yeah.
You could be an amateur, but you couldn't be professional by law. You couldn't do it. I never knew that until last night. But look, you see a lot of other clubs suffering at the moment, Philip, and you see a lot of other clubs struggling around for FFP. Does the fruits of what he's been trying to do, rightly or wrongly, are we seeing the fruits of his labour now? And do you think that's a good thing, or do you think Levy we shouldn't give him any credit? It's just, I'm not trying to say Levy in, Levy out, but I'm making the point. Does he deserve some credit for what he's done, how he's run us for the last while?
Listen, he's done lots of bad things. He's done lots of wrong things, made wrong decisions over the years, and he's been rightly criticised for it and will continue to be criticised if he keeps making those mistakes. But I can only look at things as a snapshot of what's happening now, at the moment, at this moment in time that affects us in our league position. If he's going to back the manager with money and get us the players in that we need, whereas in the past he might have been scrimping and saving and saying, oh no, we can't afford him, we'll go for something less, then he does deserve some credit. But he's never going to absolve himself for all the wrongdoings he's done either.
Well, I'm trying to leave the football to one side, but if you look at it personally from a financial business side of it, and look at other clubs that are struggling at the moment, do you think like the building of the new stadium, the building of getting the infrastructure right, getting the right people in, finally, do you think the fruits of what he was trying to do, and maybe he could have been a little bit more upfront with the fans, say, look, this is why we can't buy this player because of A, B, and C. Do you think that would have been a bit better, that we knew what was going on?
Listen, I think the one thing he got wrong, not the one thing, the main thing he got wrong was probably the timing of the new stadium. right?
Yeah.
New stadium put a drain on the finances just at the time when we were going places, right? We finished second in the league the season White Hart Lane closed down. Right now, if we'd have continued on that momentum, playing at home the following season, God knows what we would have done. So that's not Levy's fault. It's the timing of everything, the way things worked out, right? I think other clubs are looking at it now and saying, you know something, Daniel Levy might have just got it right. We were a bit headstrong. We spent money on players we shouldn't have spent it on. We did things we shouldn't have done. Spurs at the moment, like it or lump it, are a model of proper financial running of a club. And that's the way other clubs should be looking at it. And clubs that are in FFP are probably saying, why didn't we take the Daniel Levy route? Too late now for them. But again, I'm not defending Levy. I'm just saying he is a good businessman. He's a good businessman.
The point why I asked, go on, Paul. Go on. Sorry.
I think the Spurs have always been a big club. The teams that are running up against FFP are the ones that, their natural state, and I'm talking about their fans. They're not that big. So, Manchester City, their ground is still half empty, even when they're playing exciting fixtures. They just haven't got enough fans. We've always had bloody loads of fans, and it's our ownership that's kind of kept us down. Irving Scholar, Alan Sugar, the first 23 years of Daniel Levy. And I think now, our recruitment is getting better, but it's taken a long time, man. I think it's more of a fluke than, brilliant business sense, really. I
can remember the times on the Scholar, and we all can on the Scholar and Sugar. They were bad times, tough times. But do you feel with FFP and what's going on at City, what's going on with Chelsea as well, and Everton and Notts Forest, and you look at it, do you have to run in a football club now? Do you have to have a business sense as well as football sense to run a football club? Where years ago it was just you buy the best players to win the league. Once you could win an FA Cup final, the money you got off from that for going into Europe the following season, that's how you made your extra money. Where now with the Premier League and with FFP, you got to break, you got to not spend so much money every 3 years. And do you feel football's come a bit too complicated? It's a bit more finance led than instead of being football led.
It's the money that's come into the game from TV and other places like that, and sponsors. Like up to the start of the Premiership, there's no such thing as a team sponsor. No team had a name on their shirt. Nobody had it. That's come in. That's brought money in that wasn't there before. Sky have brought money in that wasn't there before. And all the other sponsorships that attract to it. It's a multi-billion-pound business now, whereas before it was a sport. Now it's more business than sport in a lot of ways, because there's a lot of people making money out of football other than the players, and look, I'm thinking especially the agents.
Yeah,
the agents are look at they're making an absolute fall. They're killing the game. To be honest with you, and until they're regulated, the money's been evenly undivided. Like, I feel sorry for the likes of Everton. Been done for FFP. They've been done on a technicality, really. Whereas Manchester City can just say, bye-bye, we'll just do what we like and get away with it.
Well, they haven't. What do you think? What do you think of the Man City thing, Paul, and how that's been run? And do you think that brings football into disrepute of the way that it's been handled by the Premier League or by UEFA, when they quite easily bare their teeth to Everton and Notts Forest, but they haven't got the balls to bare their teeth to Man City or Chelsea? Do you reckon there's two separate rules here? One for one and then one for the other, if you get what I think.
It seems a bit like it, doesn't it? And like Man City probably now can run it legitimately because they've basically paid and bought all these trophies, stolen them when they were, they came from Division 2 not long before. And so they built up, revenue and all this sort of stuff through ill-gotten means, and now they're kind of going straight. And it does make a bit of a mockery of it when you've got 115 charges and the Premier League are dragging their feet, all of this, it's got to be watertight. Well, I thought they just run the competition. Don't they just make the rules? They can kick people out. I mean, so I don't know. There's no court of appeal. There's no, you know. Whereas if you're, you know, I feel a bit for Nottingham Forest because, you know, when you come out of the Championship into the Premier League, you've got to buy some players if you want to stay up. You know, I would have thought you'd get a little bit of wiggle room in that instance instead of this weird situation where you get wiggle room if you change owners. Well, if that's the rule, I guarantee it within 10, 20 years, you're going to see so many dodgy changes of ownership just to spend more money. Because if there's a rule there, it will get exploited. But I don't know. It feels almost a bit like we've made these rules now, and it's a bit like the big boys keeping the little boys off the top table.
Yeah.
I don't like that. You know, football. It always should come down to the fans. You know, when there's a movement, when there's a spirit in a club, things happen. Like Nottingham Forest in the late 70s when Clough went there. You know, or us with Keith Birkinshaw. It's more than just the money, and money's absolutely come in and ruined it. That's why we got VAR, because all these, you know, poshos and business people are saying, "Well, I've invested, you know, hundreds of millions of pounds into this, so we must get the right decision." It's like no one gave a crap about getting the right decision before.
Yeah, look, I look at it that way as well, guys. Philip, look, three of us can remember when football was football. Philip, you can remember a bit further back than us when football was football, where you're paying 6 and 10, say a turnstile to go in to a game, and you told me you used to get your Bovril, you used to get your hot dog or
Bovril was kick ass, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
and look, I think I feel sorry for the younger generation that watches football now these days. I rarely do. Look, I love football. I wish football would just be kept as football. I hate it's become too political. It's become too... TV runs the show. You play when we're telling you to play.
Yeah.
They don't no consideration for fans. Do you remember, Philip, we were talking about it we did one game, didn't we? Do you remember one watch along? Go on, Philip, you're going to say something, sorry.
No, it's to do with you just carry on what you said about the football, not giving a toss about the fans. The Sky TV matches for March haven't been announced yet. Now, if you're living in Ireland, Australia, anywhere, and you want to come to see Tottenham, you like to know a bit in advance so you can book your flights and book your hotel.
Crazy.
You don't know the bloody match has been played until 5 weeks beforehand. And it's okay if you book a weekend and say, "Oh, come and see Spurs on a Saturday." Suddenly you find the match is switched to Monday night. What do? They don't give a toss about the fans. They have Newcastle playing in Southampton at 12:30 on a Saturday afternoon. 400 miles. That's it.
That's crazy.
I don't care. So that would never happen in the old days. Ever happened in the old days.
Well, they did, Philip. Didn't they used to play one game on Christmas Eve and another game on Christmas Day, or back-to-back games?
I gotta go.
All right. Speak to you later, Paul. Put your link in the chat, Paul, and we'll get your link up there. Paul, that's Paul gone.
Paul, it definitely has gone down under there.
What was the name of that song in the 80s, Philip?
No,
Working Down Under.
Yeah,
Men at Work.
Men at Work.
Yeah. No. Look, just
Vegemite sandwich. Vegemite sandwich. Can someone explain what that is? Because I don't know.
I don't know either. Premier Hotspot TV. We can't forget Levy, why he didn't back Poch in January, then stopped us winning the league.
Yeah, that's it. We know that.
Right. Yeah. Look, I'm going to say something now which may be a bit controversial. Right? Philip's getting ready for his hard hat and ducking. I can see him. I can see him getting ready to duck. That year we didn't win the league, Philip. I don't just blame Poch. I don't blame just Levy. I blame Poch and I blame the players.
This is 15-16 when we came third in a 2-horse race?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
He made errors all the way along. And when we do you know what I mean? And I get it. We're not saying Levy, we're not here kissing Levy's ass. I'm just making a point that with FFP, we're in a financially better place than we've always been. I can remember when we nearly weren't a club.
Yeah,
I can remember when we were. And I said that to somebody, they had the goal to say to me, and they were around that time as well. That was hard. That was 30-something years ago. Get over it.
Do you know how much it was, Dermot? Do you know how much the bank overdraft was that Midland Bank were calling in?
How much?
11 million. 11 million.
Which is a drop in the ocean today.
Up in the ocean today, you know. So,
but back then, Philip, it was a hell of a
then
lot
it
of
was
money.
a lot of money. But it was the fact that Irving Scholar had misused the funds. He'd spent the club's money on everything else but football, you know, fashion and computer games and all this sort of thing, you know. So, yeah.
Philip, sorry, could you put your phone on mute? All I can hear is like in my ear when it's pinging.
My phone's not pinging. My phone's not pinging.
I can hear it. I can hear it pinging. I can hear something pinging.
I don't know what it is. I can't hear it here.
Big up Mira as well. We've got Ed M. Here's my opinion, and it might not be a popular. We have clubs spending at 70 plus on wages right, here's my opinion. It might not be popular. We have clubs spending 70% on wages to turnover. Everton borrowed money to pay wages because of 90% of their turnover goes on wages. These people should not be allowed to run clubs. If you spend over 50% of a turnover on your wages, you're just a bad business person. Does he make a good?
He does. The Everton fans will tell you one thing: the present ownership doesn't have a clue. They are really, really bad. That's why the board of directors were advised not to go to the ground last season for their own safety. That shows you how bad the fans felt about the board. So, yeah, he's right. I mean, they bought players at inflated wages, inflated prices, and they didn't do their due diligence on them, and that's why they're struggling, and that's why they're struggling financially. That being said, I do feel sorry for them in a way, you know, because I don't think they're the worst club of the lot when it comes to that.
Look, I feel sorry for the fans, Philip, but I don't feel sorry for the club.
Yeah, well, you always feel sorry for the fans. The fans are the end sufferers at the end of something like this. They're the ones that really suffer.
We're the ones that put our money into the club, and we're hoping that the club's been run right, and hopefully we might get something out of it by the end of the season. But if you are 250 million, Philip, over the limit, over the line, then you should be punished.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
if Everton were only 10 or 15 million over, then you can say, all right,
they're only, how much are they over? About 25?
No, 250 million over the limit. That's how much they're over.
I'm just reading different figures. I thought they weren't that far. No, it was only they claimed that 83 million of a loss, and the Football League reckoned it was higher.
Yeah, it was 350 million for what it was explained to me. But then the Premier League and whatever took discounts because of whatever discounts you can use, and they only brought it down to 250 million.
Yeah, well, I think Everton have a good chance on appeal there, though. I think I'm reading their case, but we'll see what happens. But then again, if they get hit with another one from last season, I'm talking about the previous season's figures, though. Maybe not this season. You know, it's just gone by.
Well, it goes from 2021 to now. Now, next year's that they could have used COVID, and they did use COVID. But from next year, you cannot use COVID as your calculations to put FFP against FFP. So this is why I think a lot of clubs are going to find it hard. This is why Newcastle ain't buying anyone. They've got money to burn, and they can't buy anyone.
Yeah.
Chelsea cannot buy anyone because they're up against it in FFP. Tottenham's the other one that isn't.
What a shame.
Erwin says, hi everyone. Yes, VAR has destroyed the game. When someone scores now, you have to wait to see if the goal is allowed. The passion is gone. Also discussing the game in the pubs after the match is gone as well. That is so true. Big up to Ed as well. Agree simply as we're not in Europe. We are playing twice a week, quite a few times. Yeah, that's true as well. That is the link.
Do you know what's going to? I think the fact we're not in Europe is going to be a huge benefit to Spurs in the closing times of the season, because you've got the teams that are in the Champions League still are going to be playing twice a week, and we're not. So you know, as long as we keep in the FA Cup, obviously.
Yeah. We've got that as the link for Paul's Hotspur Hippie channels. Give that a shout. We've got Christian Inshaw next Fridays for D-Day for the FA Cup. Yeah, you can see it live on here. Philip will be watching it for some place in his holidays, hiding behind the couch.
Definitely. I hope I can watch it. That's the thing. I'm sure we'll be able to. Yeah.
I'll send you my VPN details. You could then watch it on your laptop, Philip.
No, I have VPN anyway, so I'll be able to.
Oh, Daniel, you come, you give without taking. I know. More to David. G'day. G'day, Derm and Phil. G'day. It drives me mad. Ed says it drives me mad. These teams have academy kids at 15 grand that would do no worse than bench players on 40 grand. It's true.
Yeah.
It is. It's so true. It says, don't get me wrong. I hold my hands up with leaving Co, doing good things now, but we should not forget his failure. I'm saying, I agree. We never should forget what he's done.
We don't. We said it tonight. We're not forgiving his failures.
No.
We're just looking at the things he might be getting right, and they're the things that matter at the moment.
And I'm looking for it from a point of view where if you look at the whole league as one, and you look at everyone with FFP, from that he's done it correctly where we're comfortable with FFP. Now, a lot of people are saying, Philip, that's great, but it hasn't won us a trophy. But it's running a football club different now to what it was back in the day, Philip.
Of course it was. There was nobody looking over your shoulder in those days. Really, well, maybe there was up to a point, but nothing like FFP. I mean, as long as you were solvent and kept pay the wages, that's all they worried about, and you just kept at it. But it's the fact now there's so many billions knocking around. It has become more regulated, and will continue to do so. And this is why the City case is so important.
Yeah,
it's going to be a benchmark for what the future holds. If they let City off with a slap on the wrist, then there will be repercussions. I think no club, the fans aren't going to take that, seeing as their own clubs may have been punished for much lesser crimes.
Yeah. We've got Craig W. Big up. I love his Thundercats with the Spurs Cockeral in there. It says, what about the rumours of City being relegated and forbidden to return to the premises for 10? Yeah, there it goes again. Where's that coming from?
I don't know what it is, to be honest. I can hear it here, but I don't know what it is. I've nothing on it. It's coming in. I don't know.
It's like I can hear it, like, because I've got my headphones, it's bouncing in my ears. It's driving me mad. Oh dear, never mind. Maybe I'm going crazy. Who knows? Philip, look, we're going to get back to this one, Craig, because we are going to talk about FFP and that. So we are going to get back to that. How's the football going, Philip? The match you're watching?
No, I'm not watching the match at all. It's over. The rugby, the GA match is over long ago.
Yeah.
No, what's the late shows on in the background?
Okay. Ellie O'Daniel, you came in on to deliver just one trophy, so you owe us 10 more at least.
Yeah,
look,
I would take one this season to start off with.
Look, Mir comes up with a good argument, and I sort of agree with Mir. For a kick here or a kick there, Philip, or results went our way, we could have won a lot more. Do you think luck plays in it, a lot of it, Philip? Do you think luck does play in winning a trophy?
A certain amount of luck, but it's not all down to luck. I mean, some teams there are teams that are regarded as being very lucky and teams that are regarded as being unlucky. We probably had we've had our moments.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Ajax, second leg Ajax. We're lucky there to get through that. We got through it. We've lost penalty shootouts. That's a lottery. Penalty shootout. You can't say it's luck.
No.
It's down to somebody not practicing the penalties. And we've had we won. Remember after winning the League Cup in 2008, we lost in the final the following year.
Yeah,
that would have been 2 on penalties. That would have been 2 years running. We won a trophy. That might have kick-started something, but it didn't. No, it's.
Do you feel also, Philip, when we got to the Champions League final, how great that was? Do you feel it made us expect more than where we were as a team, as a club? Do you think it made the fans sort of think higher than where we were as a club at that time, or do you think we were right to demand?
Listen, I don't think anybody expected us to get to the Champions League final. That's for a start. So it was a bonus to get there. When we got there, we made a mess of it through team selection and other things. And that was the beginning of the end for Pochettino, that particular match. I think that what should have happened in that summer, after getting to the Champions League final, Daniel Levy should have thrown caution to the wind and bought all around him. And maybe get a team to push on, but we didn't. I'm not sure who we bought that transfer with. Was that one of the transfer windows we bought? Nobody. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
We weren't very active in the transfer market after getting to the Champions League final.
We bought Dombele. That was the year we bought Dombele.
That's right. Well, I mean, I rest my case. We've hardly got 20 decent games out of him in 5 years. I mean, that guy's with at the club nearly 5 years. Can you imagine that?
I know.
Yeah.
Do you blame Hitchin for that? Was that Hitchin? All that, all
Hitchin was there at the time. And
Yeah.
Dombley looked like a good signing. I mean, we all saw his scoring his goal on his debut against Villa. And everything, hang on, we got a player here, but that didn't work out. But no, we didn't. I think the dressing room, Poch lost the dressing room as a result of his team selection in that Champions League. Or that was part of the reason he lost the dressing room. I'm sure there was others. And like when you had players going to Danny Levy looking to get the manager sacked from Pochettino's time, there was something wrong. There was something very wrong.
Do you feel at that time as well, Philip, that we lost our identity? We lost who we were as a football club between losing Poch and getting Ange. Do you feel between that time, that 4-year period, we were lost as a club? We were sort of like going round we were lost in the wilderness, and we didn't know who we were, what we were, and where we were going.
We made appointments that look good on paper, right? But you don't win trophies on paper. No. Mourinho was only there for another notch on his CV. The Garden Gnome was there for something we don't know what he was there for. And then Conte came along and we thought, oh, this is it. This is the great hope. He was only treading water, picking up a huge salary. So, and had us playing football that no Spurs fan wanted to watch.
Yeah.
I keep harping back to it, Dermot, but that AC Milan game in last March is still the low point of my supporting Spurs.
Yeah, mine too.
They go out on the pitch 1-0 down from the first leg and didn't even lay a glove on AC Milan until about the 90th minute when Harry Kane should have scored. It would have got us into extra time. I came away from that game wondering, was I supporting the right team?
Yeah. Look, it's a very hard thing to comprehend what that game that night meant to us, Philip, and how we felt leaving that game. And I think that was the bottom of the barrel for Tottenham, in my view, of how much we were going on the downward spiral at that point under Conte. Somebody said it the other night. I was watching a podcast and they were saying about, they were talking about Man United and that managers only went to Man United for themselves. The likes of Mourinho and Van Gaal went there for themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know, and Mourinho, of course, has been sacked this week as well from Roma, Philip, after doing very well at Roma. Do you think Mourinho could come back to the Premier League, or do you think the tactics have changed now for him to be successful again in the Premier League? Can you see him coming back to a Newcastle or a Chelsea, or do you think he might end up in Italy or Spain? Where do you think he might pop up the special one's head next, do you think?
The only place for Jose Mourinho is in the next edition of Jurassic Park. He's a dinosaur.
Yeah, but he's a dinosaur, Philip, but he won Roma's first ever European trophy. He's won trophies.
Look how many clubs he's been sacked from as well. Do you know, I know he was a good manager, but you look at his win stats, Dermot. If you look at a graph of Mourinho's win stats, started at 70% in Porto and it's down in the 40s with Roma. Every club he's gone, his win stats have gone down. So he's not getting any better as he's getting older.
No.
And I don't think any Premiership club would take a risk on him now. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Do you feel also, Philip, that as his style of managing is now a thing of the past? Do you feel he has to change, or do you think he's too... I don't mean this to be rude, but I'd love to know where that's coming from.
I don't know where it is. I have no idea, Dermot.
I have no idea. I would love to know where it's coming from, to be fair, Philip.
Anyway,
it's driving me mad.
There's nothing I can do.
No,
it's not coming up on my computer at all here.
No. Do you feel that does he have to change, Philip, or do you think he's too stubborn to change as a manager? No.
It's like Conte. It's his way or the highway. He won't change because he thinks he's right. People like him think they're right and everybody else is wrong, and that's not the case, obviously.
Who's the better manager, him or Conte? They're both won at Chelsea. They've both won everywhere. The only two managers never won at Spurs. Well, Mourinho was sacked for some. We will never know why he was sacked 6 days for a cup final. But out of Mourinho or Conte, who's the better manager?
It's hard to pick, really. But I suppose if you had to take it on success on the pitch and getting us to a final, you got to at least get us to a final. So it's Mourinho.
Yeah. Do you think so?
Just about.
Yeah. I would love to know what the chat thing is. Well, let me know in the chat. Who is the better manager, Conte or Mourinho? They're both very successful. Do you think Mourinho's successful more because he's won in other countries as well, Philip? Where Conte's only won in England and Italy, he's never won in Spain.
Yeah, Mourinho's won everywhere. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I give him that, but like I just feel that the thing about Mourinho and Conte, when they came to the club, we all thought this is it.
Yeah,
we all thought this is it. And I don't know what, and when you think about it, it should have been so successful. It should have been a successful period. We had decent players. Okay, not great, not a great team, but they were such good managers. They should have been able to get something out of those players. The players didn't, especially with Conte. The players just did not react. You saw the difference the minute Ange walks in the door. Look what we're doing now. You know?
I know. Philip, do you want to? If I bring a few comments, do you want to start reading these out? I know this is not what we planned for the podcast, but it's sort of it's gone where it is. We have got other stuff. So
the good thing about podcasts, they can go wherever, they can go any direction.
Yeah.
Anyway, Archibald is saying apparently amongst the clubs, Levy pushes for these clubs to be punished. No excuses. His point of view is we complied, you haven't. I don't care how close it is. Maybe he's got a point. Is Levy pushing for clubs to get? I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He's one of him and Liverpool. I think there's a few other clubs in the Premier League are pushing for Man City to get properly done.
Well, I think there's an ulterior motive behind that, because they see Man City as an ultimate threat for years to come, and if they got rid of, that's a much better chance for the rest of us to win something.
Yeah, but has Archibald got a point though?
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
As Levy said, we've complied.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's got a point. We kept our nose clean. You know, and the Premier Hotspur TV is saying, well, let's see if this continues and keeps keeps us back on the pitch instead of hotels and go-kart tracks, guys. But I'm backing us to finish second behind City. They are. Good point. But you not think that the extracurricular activities is earning cash, is generating cash for the club and generate income? Like as I keep saying, that stadium is lying idle 30 odd weeks of the year. Why not you make use of it, you know? And Ellie's saying we need to bow down. Archibald is in the house. Good point.
I'm just going to skip over when they're talking to each other. So I'm just going to up to the big up to Niall. Yeah.
Hi Niall. And how's your brother getting on in Germany?
Yeah.
And just a Chelsea fan saying hi.
He comes in before Philip. He's been here before.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And big up. I'd love to ask a Chelsea fan, would you take Mourinho back?
Well, there you go. Give us and Sports TV. Let us know. Would you take Mourinho back? Would he go back to Chelsea, Philip?
I don't know.
He would. If he was offered Newcastle or Chelsea, where do you think he'd go?
He'd probably go to Newcastle because he hasn't been there before, but it'd be very interesting if Chelsea would take him back. It really would be interesting to see, you know.
Well, don't forget, Mourinho was Bobby Robson's right-hand man at Barcelona for a long time.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
And Bobby Robson called him the little magpie. So I wonder if there's a little, if he would go there because he was so close to Bobby Robson. Bobby Robson, of course, being from Newcastle and the former Newcastle manager. Would there be something there like doing it in his honor?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think sentimentality stretches that far back now, to be honest, you know. But I'm sure Eddie Howe now is watching things very carefully.
I say he is. I say he is.
Christopher Inshaw saying, hi, Christopher. Papa Matassar played the first 74 minutes for Senegal in their 3-1 win against Cameroon. He assisted Ismaili Assar for Senegal's first goal. Yeah, now I only came on the last 15 minutes of that game, but Senegal scored a goal in injury time. Mane scored, the ex-Liverpool player. And again, guess who the goalkeeper for Cameroons was? It's our old mate Onana for Manchester United. And I think he made a ball of it. He should have saved it. But anyway.
Yeah. Ellie's just saying, good, take care, Archibald. Garth Cooks, great partner up front. I don't think it's that Archibald. If it is Archibald, if it was, I'd fall off my chair in amazement.
We'll be bowing down to him.
We will be. Big up to Mia.
I can hear it. Look on your computers. It's a notification.
Well,
but I'm not coming up on my screen. I don't know what it is.
Is it up in the corner? There's a little box in the corner, Philip, because I've got my notification switched off. So it's a little box in the corner. where people send messages and that.
Which box is it now?
Do you know down the? I don't know how your bottom of your laptop
I
is.
don't know what it says. Though it hasn't beeped for a while though. There's
No,
all
it
coming
hasn't.
in.
No, it hasn't. My pleasure. Is it
Archibald,
that
no.
Archibald? Is
If
it?
it is, let us know. Let us know.
If it is, let us know. He's a member too, so big up. Well, on Mr. Archibald being a member as well. We've got a Liverpool fan in the house. Quick, just duck.
Hi, Andy. Tottenham
Hi,
Spurs
Andy.
linked to Belgium ST from Genk. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what do you call him? Forgotten that fellow. What the hell do you call him? He's one we're looking at.
The striker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't think of his name now.
I can't think of his name now.
So many, you can't remember them all.
Yeah.
Carl Simpson is saying Mourinho will be in Chelsea or Newcastle or Saudi. Yeah, I heard. You know something? I say Saudi might be a good destination
I
for
don't
him.
think he would, Philip.
So why not? Look at the money he
I don't
makes.
think he would. I tell you why I don't think he would. It's not competitive enough for him.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be. I don't think money is everything to Mourinho. It's about going to a club where he knows he can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, if that's the case, he won't go to Saudi. Then.
No, but I think he wanted to go back to Real Madrid. He's very good friends with the Real Madrid president, apparently.
All right. Okay. Nice.
Anyway,
it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And the next one is Mia again. Also, why am I not a mod or have a membership?
I don't know, Mia. I'll sort you out the mod. I didn't take you off from being the mod.
Oh, but you know, so when we switched over to the other technology, maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah. No, you're still a mod, Mia, removed as managing moderator. So you're still a mod. And as for the membership,
we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that offline next after the program's over. You know.
And as for I'll have a membership. I don't know why. I need to look into that, Mia. Because what we've done, we've moved from one StreamYard to our partner StreamYard, haven't we? So which works out, I don't know, it works out better for us, doesn't it, Philip?
Yeah, with more content on this, with more content.
So it's easy, but I don't know why. I'll check that in for you. You're still a mod though, Mia. I've just checked. We've got Jazz Fusions. Saudi. Yeah. Mia says hello to Jazz.
Did you see me last night on the Irish Hotspur fan show? I was sporting a very nice light blue beanie hat. All right. You're not supporting Man City now, Ellie, are you? Light blue beanie hat.
Yeah. I don't was the fan show last night?
No, it's just that could have been a few days ago.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused by that. Where am I now? We've got Owen saying here.
Mourinho will go to Saudi Arabia. His tactics are old school now. Yeah, well, that's another thing I'm looking at. But anyway, listen, it'll all pan out. He'll not be able to work for too long. I can say that anyway. That's for sure. And Mourinho is boxing out his box office. Yeah,
he is. 100%. That's if he'll come back to Chelsea. There's Mia and both Carlos saying 100%.
And Twan55, that's a new name. I haven't seen that one before. Hiya, Twan. Crazy part is that in the first contest season, we played some beautiful stuff, and then the worst football since AVB. Yeah, the last half of the first season was very good. He got us from nowhere to beat Arsenal into the Champions League, and then look what happened after that. It just, I don't know what happened. Anyway,
I'm just going through these very quickly, Philip. There we go. You've got Edem.
Edem is saying Jose has never been the same since his father died. I think part of him has never been the same since. Oh, possibly, yeah. It could well be a reason for it. Yeah. David Shire Derm is called the Aussie Effect Cobber.
Yes, Cobber.
And simply Ace. Don't get me wrong, we have improved from last season, but doubt we will finish higher than fourth even with our first 11. Well, we'll see. Listen,
we're winning the league.
Half the team missing. And we've got, Madison's coming back at the weekend. We're going to have Sarah and Suma coming back, Sonny coming back. We've got Mickey van der Ven back, and we've now bought Dragusin. So, I think fourth now would be the least of our possibilities to finish up in. Anyway,
now Philip,
the corner kick. Okay.
Yeah, well, let's crack on with the show. I will bring up the rest of your comments, guys. They're all talking sort of to each other anyway. So they're all saying hello to each other. Now, Mr. Brady, where do you want to start? Do you want to start? Can Spurs win the league? Does FFP do the
Well,
rules?
we've done a good bit on FFP, so we'll use something else, I think.
Yeah, but I've got all that to
Oh
explain.
yeah, we'll bring that up. Yeah, we just go on to another and come back to it. You know, do another subject.
Yeah. Okay. Can Spurs win the league, Philip?
Yeah.
Now, I'm on this deluded train that everyone thinks that I've completely lost the plot completely. I do. I think we can win the league, Philip, and I think why not? We're still. When Ange was asked, he says, "Why not, mate? We're there. Why not, mate?" So where do you think we are now, Philip, on the trajectory of winning a major trophy this season, the league or the FA Cup? Are we in there for the fight?
Oh, we're in for the fight. We are. Like, I know the FA Cup looked to be our best way of getting silverware, and I mean, obviously, the roadblock is in the way of that one, Man City. So if we get over Manchester City, then I think we will win the FA Cup. To be honest with you. But as regarding the league now, Jeremy, you know me, I've been very, very skeptical to join the delusional express. I did say that if we beat Manchester United, I would be thinking about buying the ticket. We didn't beat United, but we did in everything but the scoreline, right? So that led me to believe we can. Tottenham, very few Tottenham teams over the years, even the really, really good Tottenham teams, went to Old Trafford and dominated Manchester United the way we did last Sunday. Right. Yeah. So from that point of view, I'm not saying we will win the league, but if we play like that and have our players coming back in and can keep the results going the way we did in the first quarter of the season, then there's every reason to believe we will be there or thereabouts at the end of the shake-up. Now, a lot will depend on how Man City are getting their act together a bit at the minute. If they can be pegged back a bit, then we might have a chance. But yeah, I know you don't think Man City will win the league. I can see the signs.
I don't think they will. I'll explain why, Philip, why I don't think they can. I just think no, I think there's a lot going on at the moment with what's going on behind the scenes with the Premier League. I think there's a lot going on as well. They're concentrating on retaining the Champions League as well. They want to back that up. I don't think Man City are the same team everyone thinks they are. And I really do think we can win the league this year, Philip. It's in our own hands.
Yeah, but Dermot, I watched Man City against Newcastle last Saturday, right? And it worried me. They were looking more. They were looking more like the City of last season. They pulverized Newcastle till they got the win. You know, and that's what worried me a bit. They weren't doing that for the first half of the season. Now they're doing it just at a time when we are starting to hang on to their coattails a bit. Listen, I'm not saying we can't win the league. I don't think we will, but we'll come. I'd say second or third is very, very achievable, and I hope we win it. Of course, they do.
Look, I just seen Man City have not been at their sparkling best, and I don't think they will be either because I think the players are not play. I'm not giving 100% for Pep. I mean, Newcastle last year, Philip, would not have gone 2-0 down to Newcastle. As good as Newcastle have been. And Man City would have rolled them over 4-0.
They went 1-0 down. They went 2-1 down.
Yeah, but they still wouldn't have gone 2-1 down, Philip. That's my point. Man City are relying on certain players.
Perfect last season. I mean, they weren't perfect last season. Every Man City, look at what we did to them. Like, you know, this season alone, we've drawn 3-0 with them. I know that was one of our better games. It wasn't one of theirs. But I just feel Kevin De Bruyne is missing the entire season. Now he's back. He's massive for them. He's like James Maddison for us. He will pull the strings in that midfield, and they can only improve. And that's the worrying thing.
Look, I understand everyone. I've got this attitude, Philip, is I don't care what Man City do because I don't care if they've. For me, Man City are beatable. Man City are not this big, ugly monster sitting in the corner of the room thinking we cannot be beaten like Mike Tyson back in the day or Mr. T. Man City's like, come on, fool, I'm going to beat you down. Do you know? And I think Tottenham are up and coming. We don't fear nobody. And Man City work on their fear. They go out there and they go out there expecting the team that they're playing to be scared of them. And they don't like playing against us because we're not scared of them. We went up there, Philip, and got a point up at the Etihad.
Yeah.
where other teams would have crumbled. We didn't. Man City don't like that.
We crumbled last season under them, though.
Yeah,
We
that
were
was last
3-0 up.
season, Philip.
Yeah,
That's
but I'm
gone.
just saying, mate. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is this. Okay, I take your point about Man City, but don't ever write them off just yet. Don't write them off.
I think they'll win the Champions League, to be fair. I think they will win that, but I don't think they'll win the league.
I just want us to dump them out of the FA Cup on Saturday, on Friday, because if we win against Man City on Friday, that's another big team gone, one less to worry about. So if we win on Friday, then I'll start to believe.
Yeah. We've got Craig W. We will win the league this year. I agree. Carl Simpson, we're in the hunt, so why can't we shock everyone? That's it. Charlie Rogers, Philip, the voice of reason. There you go, Philip.
I just don't want to. I don't want to say, "Oh, we're going to win the league." I hope we do. Dermot, I will be. I'll tell you one thing. I'd cry on live TV if we won the league with joy, and I hope I do it sometime in next May. But I just feel we might just come up short this season now. But next season is going to be a different kettle of fish.
Yeah. I'm sort of realistic to know we probably won't, but I'm not building myself up to win the league, Philip. I know we are going to win the league because I think we've got the team to do it, and I think it's written in the stars. Could you imagine Ange in his first season, by some sheer grace of luck or some sheer grace of Lady
Good
Luck's
tactics,
looking
good
at
tactics, good coaching,
winning the double? Could you imagine that?
Win the double now. All right, okay.
No, but can you imagine if we had some share of luck, or Lady Luck was really smiling on us, and we ended up winning the double?
Hang on, I'm just making sure how far the men in white coats are away from you.
Yeah. Then we can too. We can't make. That's it exactly. Look, if Tottenham don't win the league, I've always said that Liverpool will win it if Tottenham don't. I think Liverpool have this season, Philip, played worse football, but they seem to over the line.
They look a big threat. They look a big threat.
Yeah,
I mean, if Arsenal buy in the January window, they're going to be thereabouts as well. Even much as it hates to say it, but they will be.
No, they're bottling it. They're bottling it.
But if they reinforce this summer, this winter, they might not bottle it. We'll see.
They can't buy anyone. No, Dermot, you're not the only one, says Wilton McDonald, thinking we can win the league. I said it at the beginning of the season that we were finishing second, and I said it as well in our pre-match. We finished third, second, or third. Everyone that said we finished sixth or seventh is looking a bit silly. And here we go as well, Philip. Mia, member for 4 months. Big up, Mia. Thank you so much. And a big part of the channel as well, isn't she, Mia, helping us out, coming on, doing bits for us as well. Everyone, please go over to Spurs Between the Lines, hit the like button, hit the subscription button on her channel. Do it here first, though. She's going, hashtag Team Philip. City, Liverpool have better squads.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm more hopeful for next season, because if players see what Spurs can do this season, they'll be queuing up to join us in the summer. That's why our squad next year is going to be a lot stronger, you know.
But why can't we dream, Philip? Or why can't we not believe?
Dream.
No, I'm not saying to you. I'm just asking in general where fans think we can't. But why can't we dream and believe as fans that we can win the league? What do you think stopping certain fans saying we're not going to do it? Do you think it's common sense, or
it's a bit of everything, really? It's plus the fact you want to dream, but the trouble is you wake up some morning, it's a bloody nightmare because you haven't known what you were dreaming about, you know. So it's there's a lot of different reasons why people won't. I just don't want to build myself up to be disappointed. And that's the worst part of supporting Spurs: the disappointment of not doing things we should do.
Yeah.
So,
Taiwan 55 guys, I know I'm bringing up a point already made, but I think you boys really ought to discuss the £800 gorilla in the room. I'm not £800. I'm 707. I'm £755. Thank you. Just letting you know. Which is that? Oh, he's talking about VAR. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we've done.
VAR
we have
has ruined.
I
just finished the point here, Philip. Sorry. Which is that VAR has ruined, absolutely destroyed the game. Look, do you want to go into VAR? Talk about that for a bit, Philip. We'll go in that direction if you want.
I'll just go repeat what I've always said about VAR. Right, VAR is a fantastic system, right? If operated properly. The problem with VAR is they have trained monkeys looking at it every game, and we can never get it right. No, you'll see one referee giving a decision. Oh, yeah, that's a goal.
Yeah.
And next game, exactly the same scenario, no goal, or foul, or a red card, or whatever. VAR is ruining the game. You can't celebrate a goal because you don't know whether it's going to be allowed or not. It stifles. It should be got rid of immediately and go back to the old days. The referees now are relying too much on it. They're scared to make a decision because they say VAR will do it.
Yeah, you look at referee. Sorry, Philip. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to make a point. You look at referees back in the day, Philip, where they were strong mentally. School teachers, headmasters. Do you know what I mean? Some of the referees were headmasters from boarding schools and
they were semi-amateurs. They're only semi-pros as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but the point I'm making, they were strong. They had strong mental jobs, so they weren't going to take any shit. And I say there was a few bank managers as well in there, Philip, as well, because that has to be a strong mental. No, seriously, I'm not saying because you were a bank manager, but do you find having that strong mentality was good to bring onto a refereeing the match, that you were mentally stronger, that you could make them tough decisions, and if you got it wrong, you just shrugged it up your shoulders. Where do you feel referees are too weak these days? Too weak-minded?
In the old days, you had to be strong because you were dealing with characters who could smell weakness a mile off.
Yeah,
the likes of Billy Bremner, Dave Mackay, Norman Hunter, these Tommy Smith. These guys would spot a weak referee and play on it. To be in his ear from the first 2 minutes, trying to influence his decision. But some referees had great reputation. You daren't go near them. And they're the type of refs we need now. Referees that are standing aloof from the players, won't take any shit from them, and will also be technically good enough to make decisions with their linesmen without the need for VAR.
Now, you look at the referees and that back in the day. Please, everyone, just before we get onto it, please hit the like button, subscription button as well. Please pick up your memberships and also send in an old super chat. It keeps Philip in the lifestyle he's now become accustomed to, with his big private jet, which is running on jelly beans at the moment. Who's got it this weekend? Is it the Taoiseach or the Taoiseach or the Minister for Foreign Affairs? Who's borrowing it this week, Philip?
Who's got it this week? I'm trying to think who's got it this week. Oh no, it's in for a service. Sorry,
it's in for a service. Yeah, we had to think about that. And they've been taking the plane out without telling you.
I couldn't think of a name.
It is. We have got a name. It's called PHILLIP Force One. That's the name of Philip's jet. We've got Air Force One for America. We've in England. It's called Boris Johnson Force One. Well, was formerly. They're still trying to change the name in it, but Boris doesn't want his name taken off the plane. And then Ireland, we've got PHILLIP Force One,
also known as Ryanair. We can carry on.
Also known as Ryanair. Apparently, they're going to stop going into Gatwick Airport from Dublin.
No, it's Aer Lingus. Aer Lingus have stopped going.
Well, I don't go to Gatwick, so it doesn't bother me. I only fly into Heathrow, so I'm quite all right. Stay humble. Stay humble, he says. Big up. Evening, lads. Big up, Stay humble. What a good name. Mia says up here, she did say she's sitting there thinking, oh my God, he's gone full on delusional now. Yeah. So look, Philip, you look at referees now, you look at linesmen, and you look at the game now. You go back 20 years ago, right? And you look at Tottenham under Keith Birkinshaw. You look at the referees, how the referee game. Has that changed over the years too, how referees referee games, Philip? Is it quicker than it used to be? Is the game speeded up than what it used to be?
Yeah, it is pretty quick, all right.
Yeah.
It is, all right. But I think, again, this season in the Premiership, or maybe this and last season, there seems to be a new crop of referees come along. Like the likes of Mike Dean have gone. Maybe that's no bad thing. But at least Mike Dean was experienced and knew how to handle players. Some of the guys that are coming in, the worst example I've seen this season in the refereeing was Manchester United versus Wolves early in the season. Yeah. Now they flattened the Wolves player with a punch. It wasn't given as a penalty. I said, holy God, what have we got to do to get it to, And then you've got the couple of decisions again. The Liverpool lost again. Remember the sendings off at our place, right? Which they're still moaning about, right? Now, I think under the old system, neither of those players would have been sent off.
I'm not laughing at you, Philip. I'm laughing at what they're calling your plane. Carl's called it Brady Bunch 1.
Yeah.
Right. Mia says no, it's called What's New Pussycat Airlines.
Jesus.
We've got stay humble as I refuse to fly Ryanair. Me too.
They land quite close to the runway most of the time, though. You know.
Yeah, not all the time. And when I flew with Aer Lingus the last time we went over to England, Tottenham, I found the air stewardesses and the air stewards are brilliant on Aer Lingus. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good.
But you just have to pay for every fucking thing on there, even for
Same
a cup
every
of tea.
airline now. It's the same
But
with
they
every
only
airline.
accept cards. They don't accept cash. They only accept card payments.
I know.
That's right.
And
You never beat the Irish. Of course, you never. Of course, 88, PHILLIP, 1990, 1991, 1992, 94 against the Italians.
Keep going.
You know, me and PHILLIP just said last night, you never beat the Irish. Took you 33 years to beat us. And you had to wait till we got a crap manager and crap players.
That's right.
And also, PHILLIP was around. Me and PHILLIP were there the day we were the first team to beat you in Goodnison Park in 1946. PHILLIP was refereeing, and I was his linesman that day.
Jesus.
Well, we were doing a watch along that day, PHILLIP. We were doing a watch along to that game in 1946.
Pretty good, actually, seeing as TV had hardly been invented at that stage. You know?
Well, we're doing a radio watch along.
Yeah, for those watching in black and white.
Yeah, and Dave Harris and Jack Kinnicky come on afterwards for the fan show. Afterwards, you know, they come on. You know, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
As we've got a bit of breaking news, actually. Me and PHILLIP have created a new county in Ireland. Do you want to explain to people about a new county, PHILLIP? Why we've created Wexford?
No, it's just he lives in Wexford. I live in Leitrim, so we're now the Irish county. The 33rd Irish county is called Wexstrom.
Yeah. And the reason why is just to prove to Dave that we're the #1 Spurs fans in Ireland.
You won't like to hear that.
I'm going to say to him and go on to him. Me and PHILLIP have done it. We've designed a new county. You know, we've got Mayors and Cockeral Cock. That's a good one. And we've got Dirty Dermo Air One. We've got the green grass at home is the name of the plane.
Yeah, right. Okay.
We've got Qantas sucks. It's not unusual. That's another one for your plane, PHILLIP. Yeah. Eddie says Ryanair is cool. They treated me like a queen, and they were so lovely when I went over to Dublin.
You were lucky, Ellie.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Ryanair do get a bad reputation for that, and they do a lot of things wrong. But I'll tell you one thing: they're very punctual. They're very, very punctual airline usually. You know.
Do you know what he's trying to do now, PHILLIP?
Next week, so I hope God they are.
You know what they're trying to do now? They're trying to actually make a plane where you stand on it, like a bus.
They're
getting rid of the seats, pack them up. Yeah. It seems the less known Irish striker is doing well for himself on loan. Troy Parrott.
Troy Parrott. He scored a few goals, all right. We land anywhere you want. Where the other plane come from?
Well, didn't see that plane landed in Dublin the other day, PHILLIP? The Chinese, the biggest ever plane to land in Dublin. It's fucking massive.
Yeah, it's a Boeing 747-800, I think, or 400, 800. Yeah, there's only a few of them. Why
does he want that? Why does the Chinese want that big of a plane? They've got the army on there.
I probably bought 48,000 people with them, honest, you know. He's put all these aides and associates and secretaries and whatever, and the bodyguards with them, you know.
Anyway, the farmers are happy. Our meat's been exported back to China now, so the farmers are happy now.
Very good.
And also we've got why either.
There
you go. Anyway, now look, PHILLIP, let's crack on now with this week's games. There is a few Premier League games this week, surprising or not, PHILLIP.
Yeah.
Now we're going to kick it off here. Arsenal against Palace. It's at the Emirates Stadium. It's a 12:30 kickoff. It's on Premier League. I think it might be on TNT. I'm not sure, but they've played 29 times, 8 draws. PHILLIP, 17 wins to Arsenal, 4 to Palace, and you can see the last form. Both teams are not in great form. PHILLIP. So where are you going with this one? Do you know what? I think this could be a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw here.
No, Arsenal will win this one comfortably, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Like Arsenal played well enough against Liverpool. They should have beat them in the cup. Really, they should have done, but they didn't. And they should have been 3 or 4 up before Liverpool scored. So I think I think
I've got a surprise for you lot. I have a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Arsenal will win that. Plus, I think Roy Hodgson will probably get the sack after this, and Steve Cooper will move into the Palace job.
Yeah. Stay humble. Ryanair's pilots play a game. Who can use the least fuel?
You know something? You're not too far from the truth there. I did hear that story that they try and fly on the least number, the least reserve that they can to keep the cost. I think that there's each flight is judged on its profitability, and the least fuel you use, the more profit you make.
Yeah. Big up to Eddie. He's going for 3-3. Wow.
Somebody went out with a girl from Drumshanbo. That's only about 10 miles from me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 10 miles, over 10 miles. Lovely town, Drumshanbo, actually. Yeah.
And thank you so much, David. We did have a show planned, but it sort of went AWOL, hasn't it? It's sort of gone in
sideways. But see, that's the way good shows go. I mean, we can always use the content again. Anyway, it's current content, so it'll last.
Yeah. So what are you going for here, Philip? I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
3-0 to Arsenal.
Well, we'll get rid of you for a while then. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're on the sin bin for 2 minutes. Now, Brentford against Forest, Philip. Look, Forest have never beaten Brentford in the Premier League. 1 win, 1 draw. They've played 3 times, 2 draws and a win. I'm going for a Brentford win here. You, Philip?
I'm purely going on the Ivan Toney scenario coming back. It'll give Brentford a lift. I hope to Christ he doesn't give them a lift in 2 weeks' time when we play them. But I think, I'm going for a narrow 2-1 to Brentford here.
Did you hear him? He still wants to leave this January.
Well, I also heard too that Ivan Toney says, I'll be delighted to play for Brentford against Nottingham Forest in our 2-2 draw tomorrow.
Did he? Do you reckon Paul Merson has given them the tip?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Now, we've got Sheffield United against Barney Lost Boys United. Apparently, Barney the Dinosaur has been found now.
Good.
But he came back with a load of players in his back pocket, sort of worse for wear. It is at Bramall Lane. It is on TNT Sports on Sunday. Recent meetings, Philip, it really has been all West Ham. If you look at, they're unbeaten in the last 4 games against them. They haven't even conceded a goal against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
This is only going one way, isn't it?
Well, West Ham were absolutely brutal against Bristol City in the cup during the week. They were really woeful.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be too strong for Sheffield United. But not by more. I say 1-0. 1-0 to West Ham. I'm
going for probably 2-0 West Ham. I can't say anything, but I love a Sheffield United win, but I can't see it, Philip. Now, we're going for the big game. I don't know if we can do a watch-along to this one, Philip. If you want to or not, we may do. Just because I'm hoping for another 9-0. Look, Bournemouth, this season sort of gone off the boil a little bit, Philip. Liverpool, top of the league, playing very good football at the moment. Where do you see this game going? There's nothing. It has to be a Liverpool win, but can Bournemouth spring a surprise?
No, but they'll keep it tight. It'll not be a walk away like the 9-0 of the last time. I'd say probably 2-0 to Liverpool.
Simply Ace has gone for okay. Hang on, I'm just saying I've got some news, Philip. So right, Philip, can you just go through that? Hang on, I'm just reading some news I've been given. So hang on, just go through the chat there for a minute, just through the scores there if you can see them, Philip.
Yeah, well, okay. This is the game on Sunday afternoon. Bournemouth have played 13. Okay, there's been 10 wins. I presume that's 10 wins for Liverpool. 6 home and 4 away, and 2 wins.
Yeah, it's total. Yeah, I've done it the wrong way round when I was putting this together. Sorry, it was me.
I didn't think Bournemouth had won it 10 times against Liverpool.
No. Ellie's gone for 4-2 for Brighton Wolves. We're going to get to that. Bournemouth 2-1. Carl's gone for Philip. 2-2 for West Ham. Sheffield United. Arsenal 1-1. Stay Humble has gone for. Liverpool 2, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth 2-1 win. Brentford, Eddie's gone for a 2-0 win. Ivan Toney's probably down the bookies now. putting a bet on there for himself, and she's also gone for an. How could you two go for an Arsenal win?
They've been practical.
How could you both go for an Arsenal win?
I'm not going to be like Paul Merson and predict Spurs to lose 38 times in the season, but I think they'll be too strong for Crystal Palace, you know.
Yeah. Then, of course, it's Brighton against Wolves on Monday, Philip. Brighton have a very good record against Wolves. Unbeaten in the last sort of 4 meetings, Philip.
Yeah.
Where are you going for this one? I'm going for a Brighton win.
Yeah, I think Brighton will shade it 2-1.
Yeah. We've got Stay Humble's gone for a 3-1 for Liverpool win. Liverpool 3-1, Daniela. Jesus, I knew it would happen. Barney has just sued Domo for... and also Arsenal 2-1 up. Now, a little bit about FFP now, Philip. This is the Premier League. This is the top 6. Are you looking at that from us to Liverpool? Is this the tightest title race you've seen in a while?
Yeah, it's shaping up to be. Yeah, it's been shaping up to me. Okay, I'm going to probably get a shot for this, but I'm discounting Aston Villa. I think they will probably drop off the pace. Arsenal could do more, will hang around for a bit longer. I think the 3, it's Liverpool, Man City, and Spurs would be Liverpool and Spurs would be the form teams. You can't really, but think about it, you look at tomorrow, Dermot. West Ham beat Sheffield United. They're only 3 points behind us. You know, so it's you can't rule them out either. But I don't think they'll stick the pace. You know, they'll fall off once the European thing kicks in again for them. It's the teams that aren't in Europe are going to do better, and that's us. We're the only team in that top 6 not in Europe, and that's going to be a big help to us.
Yeah. So look, it is tight. We're quite. If you look on goal difference as well, is that going to come down to it?
Yeah, we need to start scoring a few more goals.
Yeah.
You know, we're scoring okay, but we need to stop conceding and score more. That's the
right. We have a little treat for you, haven't we, Philip? For the people at home. Now, let me get this now, guys. Now, we have a look. Ellie liked this the first time round, so we're going to do it again. So if we get cut off by YouTube, we do apologize to everyone. But anyway, I'm going to mute it. And Philip, we're going to start this now. This is do you want to explain to people what it really is before we start putting
what it really is? This is taken in the 1980s on the west coast of Ireland.
Oh, hang on. Oh, Jesus.
You've gone to another.
I've gone. Yeah, it's all right.
Can you get it back?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, hang on, just like that.
Right. The Irish police are called the Guards, and there's an illegal drink called poaching. It's brewed from, I don't know what they make it from, but anyway, it's illegal anyway. But it's very, very popular in the west of Ireland. This is the Guards on a poaching raid, breaking up stills, right? But we have changed the meaning of this trip. This is the UEFA hit squad.
Hang on. There we go. There's UEFA hit squad now coming in.
They're heading for the Manchester. They're trying to find the alternate set of Manchester City's books so they can throw the book at them. So it's a surprise visit to Manchester City's island off the coast of England. Somewhere.
Hang on. I can see Calvin Phillips somewhere hiding behind that rock.
He's gone missing again. They're looking for him as well. He's one.
Yeah, they are. Here's UEFA coming in. There's the UEFA president. He's decided to come and help. He's the one standing up. He's got his 2 assistants there with him. I swear to God, Philip, that UEFA official looks a bit drunk to me. Yeah, he's fallen over.
I think he's had a touch of his own. What he's supposed to be destroying.
Yeah.
Now, the boat is only. They had to borrow the boat actually because the yacht was in having its ashtray cleaned out. Yeah, so they had to use a rowing boat instead, you know.
So look, he's looking around. What's he doing here, Philip? Look, he's just put now. There's the Man City chairman just pointing now to where the things could be.
He's just pointing out the office. He's pointing out where he thinks the office is.
Yeah. Hang on. Now this is the secret dash. This is where Man City have hidden their books, apparently. So, look, they've taken the. Oh Jesus! They found it, Philip. Hello. Is that Kyle Walker in there?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Yeah, he's in there. He's just popped up. That's Pep's new potion to make the players run better.
Actually,
Now-
that's actually the hot drink he gives the players every time they go out for a match.
Oh
And,
no, they found Jack Grealish's secret stash, Philip.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's Pachin mash, as they call it.
yeah. Now
And,
there is the Man City
head
manager.
of the
Pep.
this is the head of security at Man City.
Yeah. Now what is this? What's he saying here, Philip?
He's probably saying you're on the wrong island, lads. The
Yeah.
stuff is over there in Inishbofin, 20 miles away.
Yeah. Let's see now. And he's sort of praising Pep, isn't he? Pep did come in, but he only came in to say hello to him, and he's trying to explain his way out of it. So now there is again. Now this is the pre-match meal before the match on Friday
Right.
that Pep's given us.
Yeah, and there he goes.
Jesus.
So,
Oh Jesus! Look at that, Philip.
pushed
Look
it
at
away.
that. Look at that. Now what's he doing here, this guy? What's he doing here now?
It's the laughing gas. Yeah,
It is,
you know,
yeah.
yeah, it's a laughing gas.
Look, just keep finding Jack Grealish stuff here. You know, to find these extra booze and supplies. Anyway, look at that. Just look at that.
It's a waste, isn't
Shocking.
it?
It is a way. And now here is the president. Oh, he's the Premier League chairman.
Yes.
Just explaining why Man City is still going to be charged in 2074.
He's wearing the
He's
coat.
saying, yeah, he's saying it's a very complex court case. So they need a little bit longer to take Man City down. So
They're like
they're looking
4
at
years,
another 10 years.
4 years time. They want to say they'll be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks very good. He looks very young. That Premier League chairman.
Yeah, he does
That's
actually. Yeah, he does.
Is that and the man interviewing him is it's a Man City representative.
No, it's Gary Neville actually. It's Gary Neville.
Gary Neville, yeah. Carl Simpson is that Jarvis Cocker? No,
No.
does look like him. Ellie's now all happy because we're showing it. But I told you Ellie would show something. This is different to the one we normally show. This is a new one. Having a good interview here, isn't he, Philip?
Yes, yeah.
But
yeah.
it's still saying we're still investigating. We still haven't got the proof yet, and we're still waiting to see where their books are. So, I don't know why Gary Neville's got two microphones there. Do you know why that, Philip is? Is the one going?
Unless he's double jobbing, he's
Now, here's the Man City security guard.
Now, this is the you see the fence that normally keeps the fans from getting onto the pitch.
Yeah. And what's he doing here now? This Pep had enough. He said, "Fuck this, lads! I'm going to have a drink now." Now
He's getting the drink ready for the goalkeeper. Leaving the goalposts for him. Yeah.
Now we're back to the Manchester City security guard. He's still giving his He's still giving us. I don't know what. Nothing to do with me, boys. I had nothing to do with it. He's still there saying, "Look, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't see Pep coming in. Just because I got an extra $3 billion in my bank account, doesn't mean I know anything. I don't know how that got there." But he's saying he did just give a snippet there, Philip, of they are building a new training facility on this island. Apparently, it's for players not wanted by Pep. So Calvin Phillips wants to build a house on that island.
Right.
So I've just seen him. Now, this is Pep Guardiola's
this is
office.
Pep's office.
This is his office now, yeah.
Yeah. He has the bucket, and there he's got the fire. He's still cooking the stuff.
Yeah. This is how Man City have rigged them over the years. This is what they've done.
They've been selling the pot sheen for £100 a bottle. That's where they got finance from. That's the finished product coming out there now.
This is
it is very good for medicinal. If you've got a cold, pot sheen is great for clearing it.
Now there's Calvin Phillips. Look at him.
You found Calvin Phillips at long last.
Yeah,
he
looks well for his age.
Not too bad actually. His hat's hiding the afro hairstyle. So.
Yeah. Now this is Pep's
house. This is the clubhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, the clubhouse. Who's this fella coming out here, Philip?
Oh my God! It's Kyle Walker's father. Yeah, it's Kyle Walker's father. That's him. Yeah, you can see the resemblance there now. He's three bottles of coffee under his hat.
I thought that was the financial secretary of Man City.
Well, I was going to say Sheikh Mansour, but he's no headdress on, so it can't be him.
No, be careful, Philip. Be careful.
Oh,
Hey, what's he saying here, Philip? I think I'm hearing he's saying, "Look, it's got nothing to do with us. The Premier League should not
no,
be
he's trying to
charging
blame,
us."
he's trying to blame Manchester United for it. It's all the Glazers' fault.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Oh, I tell you who that is now, Philip. It's not. That's blooming. That's Ten Hag. That's
Oh,
who that
right.
is. The Man United
Ten
manager
Hag
is Ten
when he had
Hag.
hair. Ten
Yeah.
Hag when he had hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he's been at Man United that long. He's actually grew hair in his head. Carl says, "I wonder where." Andy said it's Kelvin Phillips' grandfather.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Anyway, he's having a good rant here, isn't he? What's he on about?
Yeah. Well, he's either that or he's discussing the tactics for the next match. All right.
I think he's talking about Sancho. I think he said Sancho should be sent here. Great place for him here.
It could be.
Either that or the Glazers have actually bought that island. Now here's the UEFA officials now, Philip. Where they're up to? Where they're up to now?
They found this is the players' lounge now. This is the Man City dressing room.
Oh look, they're trying to get in. Look, just bloody broke in. Anyway, let's see what the players' lounge is. Oh Jesus, where are they going now? They've just broke the ceiling. Oh, they found more Man City's secret stash of Pochettino.
There we go.
Oh Jesus, out of the clubhouse. Oh gee, I tell you one thing.
There was a bunged up plug hole in the shower. That's the water all coming out of the shower.
The game's off to change your room has been broken into.
Oh God.
Oh dear. Jesus, look at all this, Philip. It's just ridiculous.
Serious waste of Pochettino, isn't it?
It is. Anyway, if anybody's still watching, this is a serious football channel. Believe me, it is. It used to be. Anyway, here's the UEFA officials. What's he doing now?
Oh, now he's actually. This symbolises his trophy Man City has won over the years. So he's smashing them up with a brick. It's symbolic what will happen to them when they get found.
Who's this fella, Philip? Who's this fella now?
This is I've seen that name before. That is, what do you call him? Oh my God.
Is that the chairman of the FA?
No, it's what do you call him? It's the guy who used to manage Manchester City back in the old days, Malcolm Allison. That's who it is. Yes, Malcolm Allison.
What's he saying?
Malcolm Allison. The ghost of Malcolm Allison.
Yeah. What's he saying now?
Never like this when I had them. He was never like that. He says, I was a fierce man for the women. He says, but I never bothered with the Pochettino.
Yeah, he says the Saudis have done a grand job with the Pochettino, but they've gone too far this time. And it says, me and Fergie back in the day. I'm Breast of Tottenham Hotspur. What are you watching? You want to explain to him what we're doing, Philip?
It's come from the 80s. It's a raid on an illegal like moonshines, one of the better words still, in the west of Ireland. But we're doing it as a commentary about the UEFA officials raid Manchester City prior to the upcoming case about the 115 breaches of financial fair play or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So it's only a bit of a laugh, you know.
Yeah.
This guy's talking. I think he's giving out the team talk. Oh, here we go. Here's
Ten Hag again.
Ten Hag back again. Yeah.
What do you think he's saying here, Philip? He's saying this is David Pleat saying City must be punished. No, this is David Pleat talking about how he's been sponsored by the AA and RAC.
Hang on, no, be careful. Be careful.
Now here, Philip. Now we've got to be respectful. Now okay. This is UEFA's headquarters now, and as you can see, the bell is ringing because they've now come to a decision, and the Premier League have come to do a decision over the Man City charges.
Here comes the spokesman now to give his decision. Now he's saying we found Manchester City guilty of not paying on the bus when the players went into the Manchester City centre. They've been found guilty for not paying the import duty on the boots that come in from Germany, and we fined them 50 quid and a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, and he says they will be relegated out of the Pochettino Premier League down to Division 3. But
it's been deferred. It's been suspended for 50 years.
The Beast of TH says Ray Rooney's had a shave.
Yeah. Look at the way your man's head. He's got no hair on this side of the head. There's all on the other side. He's a bit lopsided, isn't he?
Yeah. There is a building that gets more attendance instead.
Yes, he has. That's true. The empty crates.
Yeah. I want to say massive thank you. I will get your man's name on YouTube, but this video it's been priceless. So they are doing well. Gary Neville's doing a good job today.
Yes, indeed.
He's
actually saying that the real punishment for Manchester City should be relegation to the Manchester Schools under 10 fourth division.
Yeah, twice removed.
Yeah.
He's saying now, Gary Neville's just asked him a really important question. Will they be relegated now? And he's saying, well, now here's the guard again. Here's the UEFA officials trying to break up the trying to collect the evidence.
The trophies. This is the ritual breaking up all the trophies City won when they're under financial.
A bit of breaking news, Philip. He's just announced they have been stripped of all their trophies. He says they're now being broken for they're being melted down for cash at the moment. We're now coming to the end of this broadcast of the Man City raid, UEFA's raid on Man City's training ground. Carl Simpson, it's Roy Kroon saying, "Scrooge City, where's all the health?" Now, this is them celebrating after they've won. The UEFA and the Premier League have won, Philip. So here's the Man City official again. He's the official spokesman for Man City. He's doing quite well, this fella.
He's gonna have a drink now. Celebrate.
And here's Ten Hag saying, "Well, I would like to manage them one day, but who knows? Who knows? They have to give me a good checkbook now to go with the job, but I'm quite happy at Man United. Been here now for 100 years, and the Glazers are still here. Here's the guard.
Jeez, they won a lot of trophies, didn't they? They're all getting
they did, yeah. And the Man City said, we're going to appeal this decision, but he's just been told they can't appeal it. So he's now he's waffling now. Anyway, well, that is the end of. Just let Ten Hag finish his bit here, Philip. And here is the final bit now. Here's the Premier League saying that they are going to appeal this decision. They're trying to get them relegated. And hopefully in the next 50 years, they might actually come to a proper decision. And there is the last of their Man City's illegal poaching now. And that's the end of that. Well, that was good fun. Now, I still think the other one's better, by the way, Philip.
Yeah, it is actually. But that's good. That's good. You know, there's a few more of those knocking about various things like that. And we'll have to. Yeah, so anything that's quite fetching. I think he was wearing the jacket for a bet.
Yeah. Simply says, "Great show, lads. This is what the podcast is all about, by the way." Nicky Summonby wants to know what's happened to his shares.
They just tore them up.
Yeah. There was a theatrical reenactment of the Rock of Gibraltar led to United's downfall. And then we've got Carl Simpson said he's come off the Wenger school of managing. I didn't see it. And
there's a sketch I'd love to show, but we get done for copyright. The Monty Python sketch where the Batley ladies town sort of reenacting the American Civil War, beating each other with handbags and everything. Brilliant.
Anyway, Philip, when are we on again, sir?
I suppose we're on tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, 2:45. There's the full championship, League One, League Two, it's the Scottish Cup, the non-leagues playing tomorrow. So we've got loads of goals of goals and that to come to. We're not on tomorrow night. Are we doing the watch along on Sunday for the Liverpool-Bournemouth game?
We might as well.
And then we've got the build-up then to the Spurs. Listen, any transfer news? I am waiting for news on the City, issue. I'm actually waiting on news on that. So I'll give what I can give you when I get it. I will give it to you guys first and fastest. Philip, thank you again for joining us on the greatest podcast around. It's been mad tonight. It really has.
We might actually stick to the subject some night, you know.
What, on this podcast? Yeah, I think we might.
Yeah, we might. Some night. Maybe not.
Can you imagine if Ellie was on with us? How sideways this show would have gone with her and Mia.
We're sideways enough. Well, we've gone completely off the rails, completely of them two on.
We've got a Liverpool. Look at this, a Liverpool fan. We've converted him, Philip.
Good man, Andy. We tipped you to win at Bournemouth.
Yeah. He's saying, come on, you Tottenham Spurs. Carl Simpson. The thing is, we can do that with any video. Yeah. That's Nissa was interesting. Looks like a good winger. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Carl, I called for it and the boys delivered. What a great, we had that coming anyway. Well, listen, we're back tomorrow 1:45 with all the latest goals, stories. Philip doing his knee slides and whatever he'd be up to. But on that bombshell, I've never seen Philip do the protests like they used to do in the back in the day.
Yeah.
Where's your glove?
In the washing machine.
On that bombshell, we'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. We're back tomorrow 1:45. 1:45. Come on, you Spurs.